Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. In late night episode, we had a bit of a D&D session. We had full stop a D&D session today. This is a pretty good one. It was sort of just more of a continuation on from last time. The battle was in my mind. I was like, this is like an incredibly coin flippy battle, which I don't know. I'll talk a little bit about because don't know what the next subject is actually on our holiday. What did I talk about yesterday? Well, I talked about the game. Good evening, everyone. And in Fawnhallow, it's 11:58 p.m. on Monday, September 16th, 2024. I talked about, what's it called? It's not Later Alligator. It's Duck Detective. That's it. The sequel, not actually, to Chicken Police. So what is the next thing to talk about? What did I last talk about? I don't even remember. Oh, the boat tour. Oh, Seal Island, right? Okay, so what happened next? What is this photo? Why am I like... It's so warped. And then we went to a pub and we had some pizza. I mean, there's not really much to say about that, to be honest. But yeah, the D&D session. Like, starting in combat. The combat, which I was actually genuinely very scared of. Because I was just like, this is a super coin flippy combat. Because the person they were fighting, it's a one-person fight. I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit. I think they were level 9, or equivalent of level 9, this person. And they were a warlock, which is basically built like an assassin. So they had this... and I'm trying to think how much to give away, because the people who play might be watching, but they're basically built like the Pact of a Chain, sorry, not Pact of a Chain, Pact of a Blade. So they had like a double attack, and they had like a very, very strong weapon, maybe too strong a weapon, which was why I was like, this could be so coin flippy. But basically it was a dagger which added both dexterity and charisma bonus to attacks, not to the attack rolls, but to the attack damage, which is crazy. Plus, so level 9 basically means they are almost guaranteed to hit, because the person they are targeting has quite low AC. So that's why I was like, this could be an incredibly coin flippy thing, because the double attacks, like one crit could straight up kill this character if I'm not careful. I was just like, oh, I don't know if this is a good idea. Maybe I should like tone it down. But I'm like, no, come on, it makes sense for it to be like this. No, don't pull back punches just because. Like that's what Act 1 was for, to introduce them to things. And that's what like the rest of the acts are meant to be like. Okay, there needs to be this threat of death in D&D. Otherwise, well, there doesn't need to be. I mean, it kind of depends what campaign you're running. But at least in our campaign, there needs to be a threat. Otherwise, you know, if the players think they're basically like immune to damage, they've got like story. I mean, what's it's not called story immunity, but whatever, main character immunity or whatever. Then they're going to be reckless, and that's not exactly how it should go. You know, there always needs to be that threat of something which could happen, or consequences for actions. In this case, it was just more like it was less more of a consequences of actions. It was more just like a narratively, like that's just how it ended up going, and you know, it was just like not how I intended it to go. But I was like, this makes the most sense, and will probably make a best moment. But then the resolution to that battle, like the battle was incredibly coin flippy, just like 2 turns down that character. But then the rest. Played pretty well to like incapacitate the character, and hypnotizing pattern and a natural 2 in a roll was all that's needed, which is why having any battle be just one character, it's just one bad throw away from the entire thing being nullified like that, which is I intended. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be very coin flippy. I just was like, I hope it feels like the right sort of coin flippy. Which I'm like, I'm not sure if the balance was quite reached with this one, but at least it was definitely memorable. I think this battle, all the battles of this type, because they're all relating to one character story, should be memorable. And there's been 2 so far, and they have been rather strong. Well, we didn't get much information from this one, to be honest, compared to the first one. Because, well, the long and short of it is the squirrels ended up taking the person away, but, you know, that's a story for another time. Anywho, what am I going to talk about from a holiday? So we had the pizza place. We had like a nice sort of like meal, like a big sort of send-off meal of all of us together. It was really nice. They missed out one of our pizzas by accident, or like we didn't get it ordered by accident. And then we're just like cleaning up, you know, putting stuff away. I think I'm giving like a final tour to the house or something. along the way, and some of us, I think we were part in our different directions, but a group of six of us, yes, went back to Edinburgh. Edinburgh Fringe is long over, but we were just like spent the day there. You know what? One person went to go catch his train, and then the rest of 5 of us we were going to go see Edinburgh Castle. Tickets were sold out, so we couldn't see that. There's a sad photo of us standing in front of it. We saw some things here and there, or like people performing. Like there were some people who just had like these big birds of prey. Just, I'm not sure why I'm saying birds of prey, just owls. I think there are other birds as well, but I don't remember. Oh, we went to the Vietnamese restaurant, which is one that we tried to go to both days on Edinburgh Fringe, but then we couldn't. So we actually went this time and it was empty, and apparently they actually remembered us both the times we tried to go in, but didn't get a seat. It was a great restaurant, delicious. I think I had pork belly. I don't know if I took a picture of it. It doesn't look like I actually took a picture of my own food. I probably took a video, but I'm not going to play the video. Oh, this is actually a cool thing to talk about. But we went to basically, a few of us went to like a handbag making workshop. The brand, I can't remember what the brand is called off the top of my head. I should remember. I have a bag. Oh, I don't have a bag next to me. It's in the other room. It will come to me in a bit, or I'll see a photo of it and I'll be like, oh yeah, that was it. But we, Islander, that was it. We made some bags, basically, some customized bags. By made, I mean really we assembled some custom bags. I mean, you might be able to Google it yourself. Let's see. Islander bag workshop. Islander workshop experience. Yeah, I mean that's basically what we did. What it basically constituted is you basically pick out the different bits and pieces that you want from your bag, and then you like in this workshop where you assemble it together. It's not particularly complicated. It's basically, you know, it's almost like a really simple like Lego sort of thing. It's like, oh, this goes here, you put that screw in, put that screw in, put that screw in. But it was a really cool experience, a very unique experience, something I've not done before. I only heard about it because a friend's girlfriend saw it on TikTok and was like, hey, you should do that. Make a bag with me. Not to me, to my friend. And then he was like, you want in? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like great fun. And then 2 other people joined us as well. I thought it was super cool. You know, like, from my perspective, like what I like about it is like, oh, I get to design, it's basically me getting to design my own like color palette for a bag I want. I mean, that's kind of what it is. It's basically a customize your own bag. It's a bit pointless to go to this workshop, in my opinion, and make a bag palette which you can buy already existing. It's kind of like there you got to make your own personal flair or something on it. But to me, you know, I still like highly value visual aesthetics, I suppose, in a sense. So I'm just like, yeah, I want to make sure that the thing I make, I'm just like, I want to make sure I still actually use it, etc, etc. But yeah, and I remember like I was seeing like the previews that they had on the thing, and I was like, when we walked into like the workshop store place, I was just like, ooh, what immediately came to mind? And what immediately came to mind was that I saw, because they have like this, I think it's called Harris sheep thing, I don't remember. That's a part, they have like the base like faux, what was it, vegan leather, like main bag component. Then they have like the flat part, which is it called Harris tweed? Or is it Harris sheep is what it comes from, Harris tweed? I think that's right. That looks right. I'm not sure. They had like this Harris tweed flat thing, and then they have like these faux leather like straps and handle, and like long faux leather bag strap as well. And you basically pick out each of those parts individually and then assemble it all together in the workshop. So you get to choose like from quite a range of colours, to be honest. And the thing that immediately jumped out to me was like, I just like saw the board, and you know, how my mind goes, I guess like matrix multiplication, like see all the different combinations, what stands out to you. There were 2 things that stand out to me. One was making like this sort of like pinky purple cutesy one, because I was like, that's the bold statement, and I don't think I would use it all that often, but I would have like, I do not have like a bag which is of that sort of palette, but then I also turned around and I was like, oh, you know, but there's a reason why that palette is so appealing, because it's a pre-made coloration, slightly different than one I had in my mind, but still I was like, that's close enough. I would take that one. So I was like, I want to make one which looks aesthetically good to me, and also it's not one that I can just buy off one of their shelves, because what's the point at that point? I want to, you know, here you might be like, oh, you didn't want to make one which is like uniquely you, and I'm like, a lot of things are uniquely me. Well, not uniquely me, a lot of things can represent me. As fashion kind of goes, you have a freedom to choose things which with what you wear, and I suppose that in itself is the statement rather than something necessarily defining your own aesthetic. But your mileage may vary from person to person. And that's just kind of coming from me. Definitely I have my own sort of aesthetic, but I do like to sort of branch out into other ones here and there. But the thing it was so funny, because the thing I was like, I have like a decent amount like bags which have like a brown in their palette, and I was like, I should try and choose a bag which does not have brown in its palette, because I'm just like, let's have something different. Like one of my most used bags is like this Pikachu bag I got from Japan, which is like this brown and cream whitish sort of color scheme, and I love it. It's great, it's fantastic. It's like a tote bag, super useful, love it, use it all the time. Other brown bags do I have like this sort of like, not a drawstring bag, but it's like a sort of plain handbag which is like completely brown. I don't really use that too often, but I use it here and there. I like this really tiny bag which was given to me, I think both of these were actually given to me by my aunt, which is like, it's big enough to fit like, let's say like a big tablet in, no, a small tablet in or something. So it's really, really quite tiny, and I only use that when I need to travel like super, super light. Like if I just need my phone and maybe like a battery bank or something like that, and then I put some cards in or something. That's basically what I use that for. But like immediately my mind was drawn to using a brown base bag and using the green like Harris Tweed pullover thing, and then like a light color as the straps or something. And in my mind I was like, mint chocolate chip palette. It works so amazingly well, because it works really well with a Harris Tweed thing with these like sort of multicolours, like with green and like darkish bluish colors. At least to me it sort of worked well. It's like the green, the light greens could be like with mint, and then like with darkish blues, even though it's not brown, can look like a sort of like chocolate chip part, and then the brown can be the like real solid base for that. So you know, I was hawing. I was like, the other option, I was like, I could do like the sort of black pink, not the K-pop band, but black and pink style bag. But I was like, I'm not really feeling it, you know. I don't want a black base bag. It's not me. I think a lot of the things I wear tend to be much more muted colours, so maybe that's why. And then eventually I was just like, what's the point of me going like, it fits all my criteria. I like it, it's a unique palette, like you can't buy it in the store, and it's something which, maybe not distinctly me, but certainly I can see myself using a lot. Embrace it. Stop trying to like categorize myself and being like, I need to make something which I'm not gonna, which needs to be totally unique, something which I don't necessarily have any overlap with. So that's what I went with, and I made it, and here I am holding it. You can't see me, but I like it. I like my bag a lot. I've used it, I've only used it once. I've only really had one opportunity to use it, and that was on my birthday day when I went out to go see Book of Mormon and that sort of thing. It's a very nice bag. It's like just big enough to fit like my purse, my phone, and I think a battery bank in it as well. I can't remember if I brought a battery bank or if I brought an umbrella that day or something, but it's just big enough to fit that all in. So it's like convenient. Like I'm glad, because there are three different sizes. There's the one I got, which is a medium. I could go a size down for a small, and then you can get like a satchel backpack. And I was like, I don't want a backpack. I want like a satchel like side bag. I much prefer side bags, like messenger style bags, to backpacks. But I understand the convenience of a backpack because it's a lot easier to carry a lot of things in it. So it's actually super convenient. So I do like it. I definitely need to use it more. The Harris Tweed apparently is very good because apparently it's like waterproof because it's got like natural oils or whatever on it. So like when it rains, it's not something I need to worry too much about it ruining the integrity of a bag. So yeah, that's like what I did. Like I did it with 3 friends. Like, I mean, I can describe my 3 friends' bags. Like 2 of them like made me satchel bags. One has like a dark green base, I guess I would describe it, and then the Harris Tweed is actually a very interesting sort of like mix of teal and pink and purplish sort of thing, like strong contrasting colours, and they have like a green and brown strap over the top. I think it looks pretty cool, very uniquely them. And then the other one, they made like a cream base of like a pink Harris Tweed like lid over the top, and then they have like a light pink and dark green strap. I don't know what colour this big strap over the top is. It looks brown, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. But yeah, again, something which is very them, I think, and they love it as well. So obviously that's the best part. Like you make these bags for you. That's a custom workshop, right? It'd be such a shame if you made it and it was like, oh, you don't even like it. My other friend, he made a bag for his girlfriend. I think his was like a cream or whitish base with like a red Paris tweed thing on top, but I actually can't recall off the top of my head. Apparently he's not uploaded a picture of it, so we'll never know. But yeah, I mean, it was a really cool opportunity. I do like things like this. I mean, like I do like practical things where you can assemble things, you know, nothing particularly crazy. Like, of course, who didn't like Lego when we were younger? Probably quite a lot of people, but I quite liked Lego when I was younger. And these sort of practical like things about assembling things. Fun, like people don't like assembling IKEA furniture or anything like that. I think it's a lot of fun, to be honest, but not something I do all the time. And then this is like combining that with like one of my big interests, which is fashion. I love fashion. I love making those sort of statements and that sort of thing. Just wish I had more money to be able to support the fashion I love, you know. But alas, one day, maybe I'll find another way. Yeah. So it was really cool having that opportunity to make like a bag, like a sort of bag workshop thing. I do like bags. It's one thing I had, like I have my sort of like core bags I use. I have like this, as I say, the Pikachu like side tote bag. I have like this Minnie Mouse like small like purse bag, which I use all the time. But the thing is that they only come in one color palette that I have right now, which means that sometimes they end up clashing with whatever outfit I've got on. Or like, I'm like, oh, I want to mix and match this. I want to choose like, oh, like, because the Minnie Mouse one I have is like this black and red, obviously very sort of like these bold or sort of like darkish colours, you know. It fits in with a lot of like, you know, much more mature, elegant, you know, cool styles. But it's like, what if I want something cute, like as like a cute like little messenger purse bag, and like I don't have something which fills that niche, you know. That's a frustration of it, where I'm like, I need something which fills that niche. I need something where I'm like, oh, what if I want like a lavender sort of colour palette, something pastel-y? I'm like, I don't have that. I can only use this mini bag, which is a great bag, but doesn't necessarily fit with always what I'm wearing. Anyway, sorry. Long and short, it was a really cool bag workshop. Yeah, and would love to do more of that in the future. And on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.